Hello and welcome to another live episode of After 5 at Jumix. And today we're feeling a little bit pumped and really active and excited because our special guest for today is someone who is super active, super fit. We're talking about martial arts kind of fit. It's not a regular fitness like you always say. Okay, so as usual, I am your host. My name is Sam Steele, together with my partner over here, Deanna. Yeah, so Diana, who is our special guest for today?
Okay, hello and welcome back to another live episode of After 5 at Jumix. So for sure, today we have a very, like what Sans has told us, a very passionate, a very active guest we have today. And he has been, for you that in martial arts or in fitness or you own a gym, I'm sure you have heard of his name, you know what he do. And so of course his name is FS. Many people call him for SS for many reasons. That's what he told us. So I'm just quoting it. He is 30 years old this year, and he has been in the martial arts, or I would say in his industry for almost half of his life. Okay, so you can do the numbers, you can do the maths. I'm not gonna go too much on that. So he was actually born in Selangor, and he has been training for X years. Okay, do your maths. Okay, so he actually is his profession is an engineer, and he graduated from University of Monash, of course, in mechanical engineering. So he's the most experienced Malaysian pro boxing referee under the World Boxing Council and Ocean Pacific Boxing Federation. I know it sounds very unfamiliar to you if you are not in this industry, but don't worry. Later he will definitely go through what he do and what are all these councils about. And so he is a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Professor Brunino Barbosa. Okay, I've met Professor before, and he's an amazing guy. So he's the bronze medalist in IBJJF. Okay, I think this is a very technical term that I don't even know too. This was sent from FS. So later, if you have any questions at all, do leave it in the comment section. So he's the bronze medalist in this IBJJF Asian Open Championship 2019 Japan. So I'm sure he toured the world as well. Later we can definitely ask him on his touring experience. And he trains with Malaysian's MMA pioneer Melvin Yeo and Malaysia's Jiu-Jitsu coach, of course, Professor Brunino Barbosa himself. So today, of course, you will be very, very excited to see how Team Armada is training with FS himself. And we will also be giving away 3 passes, 3 1-week free trial passes to train together with his team. So all you have to do right now is you go to the live comment section and comment "get fit." Okay, very easy. Get fit. All you have to do is comment, and at the end of this live stream, we will be announcing 3 winners from the comment section. So keep on doing the comments. Just go get fit, and we'll be choosing 3 lucky winners for today. So without further ado, please welcome FS Cheng. Virtual clap.
Hi.
Hi,
everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you feeling
doing?
today? Yeah, welcome.
I'm doing okay.
Doing okay?
Yes.
Not hyped enough yet? How is this
Yeah.
as exciting as being in the ring itself or not?
No, it's actually getting me nervous.
Oh, really? Okay. It will get better, I promise, okay?
All
So
right.
please tell us about yourself. Like, how did you get involved in martial arts in the first place?
Okay. So I got into martial arts back in high school when I was about 15. And I've never actually been really serious about it until I was in college. Yeah. So I trained jiu-jitsu, I trained boxing, I trained Muay Thai, and I fought some MMA. And yeah, I ended up not fighting anymore, but maybe I can get back into it, but who knows, right? But I still compete actively in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And yeah, so how I got involved in it was back in college when I was in Sunway University before I go to Monash. Right. And then I was loitering in the Sunway Pyramid, and I happened to see an MMA competition going on. And what's crazier was that the particular match that I was watching was my coach, which is actually my high school teacher. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was just my
Okay.
high school teacher,
Coincidence.
and he
Yeah.
was teaching me moral education back then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, moral
Moral
education,
education
and
become, yeah.
yeah, and then yeah, and he was fighting with one of my friend,
Mm-hmm.
Sam Chan,
Mm-hmm.
which is also my supplier for the gym.
Okay.
And yeah, so we were still very close, always still very close, and it was that moment that triggered me to get back into martial art,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I choose to be with the people that can help me grow more. Which special shout out to my coach, Melvin, and Professor Brunino. And along the
Mm-hmm.
way, there's a lot of other coaches like Coach Vincent and Coach Christian. A lot of them, Cristiano. There's too many of them along the way, but yeah, I choose to stick with the people
Can
here.
you can you count around how many coaches that I mean how many people have coached you in your martial arts life or yeah,
Well,
so to say.
I think about four that seriously coach me.
Mm-hmm.
Four, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, I also do strength and conditioning, and I
Mm-hmm.
was mentored by the trainers of all trainers in Malaysia, Sebastian. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's really legit. If you're in KL, if you're in Klang Valley, you should look up for him. Yeah.
So during the first time when you saw this fight when you were in college, was
Mm-hmm.
it like wow, it's cool, I want to go in, I want to get involved, or is something like, hey, I think I can do that too, that kind of thought when you join?
Yeah, because back then when I was still in high school, which is I
Mm-hmm.
always have this conversation with my school teacher, which is Melvin, which happens to be my
Mm-hmm.
coach now. We always have
Mm-hmm.
this conversation of like, back then there is not UFC, there was like Pride in Japan. So
Yeah.
it's MMA events, right? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we were talking about it back and forth, but I never really got to like firsthand tried it. And then yeah, so when I saw that fight, it was like, why not get back into it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was like during your time being an engineer, right? You were
Mm-hmm.
still thinking so fondly about martial arts. So
Yeah.
how did that really happen?
You mean like how did I leave the profession or how?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So when I was still studying in college, so my
Mm-hmm.
parents are actually working in Penang back then. So they
Mm-hmm.
had projects here. So I visit during the summer break, right? So I like the island. I really like it. I don't like big cities. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then I
Same. Mm-hmm.
once I graduated, and then I just line up my job here in Penang. Yeah, and
Mm.
then during that period, I was actually working for MNC company as a service engineer. And funny thing is that I actually work from home.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
was a work from home
Okay.
engineer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I do have a lot of free time. So I decided to why not just train, and compete a little bit, and see who wants to train around here. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how it went. So yeah, and I would say it's a blessing in disguise that I quit my job as an engineer because
Yep.
I broke up with my ex girlfriend. I didn't have any commitment, and then just why not, right?
Why not? Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing to hold
Yeah.
me back anymore, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But giving up a profession that way, especially in engineering, did your
Mm-hmm.
parents or your peers at all think that it's a waste for you to do that?
Well, yeah, they certainly think that like, um, why would I quit my job? It's a
Yeah.
stable job. It pays good. Why would I get out of it? So my dad was actually really not agreeing it.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was like, just do what you want. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, I just got to prove a point to my dad then, I guess. And yeah, when I left the engineering job, my dad keep telling me like, hey, get back into it, get back into it. I was like, then I took out their own words. I said, you remember you told me like if I graduated, I can do anything I want. So yeah, here I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very straightforward, direct. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this case, you were training and all that, and when did you started coaching?
I started coaching in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was very fresh. I don't really know a lot of stuff because being a coach and being a practitioner
Mm-hmm.
is really really difficult. Like
Yeah.
there is so much difference. Like you have to put yourself in someone's shoes to think like what they know, what they don't know. It's not like my coach just tell me what to do. I just do it. Now it's like I have to
Mm-hmm.
think and tell this person what to do. So it
Yeah.
was it was really difficult.
But during that time, if it was a little bit difficult being a coach, why did you even start a gym instead? It's a whole new level.
Yeah, true. Because I actually tried to find and train in other gyms. I did train in another gym in town, in Georgetown, with Cristiano, Professor Cristiano back then. It was like 4 years ago, I guess. Yeah. And after he left, like I don't see anyone that has the same mindset to build a strong connection and trust. And I'm away from my coach, which is he's in Johor. I'm here in Penang, so it's like one north, one south.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and I always have the desire to like build something from scratch, and I was like, why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Before we continue to the next one, which Sans will be taking over, I did see like a issue in terms of location. For example, like you said that your coach is in Johor, and then you actually saw the match in KL, and then there are so many location. You flying here and there. So actually, what is the major differences? Training in Penang, being based in Penang, but the other major championships are actually out of Penang. Like how do you manage that?
Yeah, so when I trained to compete, like after 2016, I didn't really want to go back into competition because I'm not training. Right? So traveling back and forth is always difficult. So my coaches try to like help me online, like meaning like they show me, they explain to me a lot of stuff, but you have to really like ask like questions. Like they always tell me this, there's no stupid questions. You just ask. If you don't know, you just ask. So I asked the stupidest question and I get scolded for some of it, but at the end of the day, it's good. Yeah.
So you are actually not, you are very familiar with learning online, especially even physical sports like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I see the potential in ability to do that, but there are still limitations. If you are from scratch zero, it's very hard. But if you have a very good foundation, a very good basic, you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Yeah. I think this one, Sans, will go through it with you because we're going to dissect it further later. So, Sans, can you please go into your topics?
Yes. So, FS, you see, coming from an engineering background and also from someone who just like been a coach or a trainer that you tied with a gym, right? So you're actually, back then you're actually like an employee, but right now you're actually converting yourself into a business owner. So, previously you just have to train people and coach people, but right now you have to do a lot of things. You have to train people, coach people, and still manage your own business. And because you have your own gym and you have your center and stuff. So how do you manage all of this? It's not easy for someone that just doing coaching, and now you have to manage the whole business and doing all the things yourself.
Yeah, I would say like the main big difference would be mentality. Like most of the time I get from a lot of people that I'm like split personality.
Why?
Like
Why
one moment I'm okay, one moment I'm not okay, one moment I'm frustrated, one moment I'm not okay. One moment I'm laughing, the next moment I'm fine. Yeah, I guess like you just gotta learn how to adapt really quick. And I need to like just split my personality to put myself in other people's shoes to understand what they're going through when I was a coach, when I'm coaching. Right. So when I'm coaching, I just don't think about the business. And my coach Melvin, he always tells me this: you can have one thing. You either build someone to be really good and make no money, or you make the money and build no one. Right. And that's why I brought Blast, which is Diana's friend, right? I brought Blast into the gym to manage the operations, so I can actually relieve my job a little bit on running the business and operations, and I can just coach because that's what I like to do. And I also like running business, but there's a lot of things at the front end and the back end, so it's really difficult to juggle that.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty smart move because a lot of people who just like started their business, they want to do everything by themselves, but actually as someone who has been through that, it's really, really tough, and you have to hire the right people to do the right job.
Exactly, because you wouldn't want to waste money as well.
Yes. Because if you do everything by yourself, you're going to waste money and waste time as well. right?
Correct.
So I want to understand a little bit more about the initial struggles, like, when you first started from, from sketch. I don't think you have any experience in business at all back then, because
Yep.
you have an engineering background. So how do you like actually learn about business, starting out with a gym, go and do the rental and stuff? What is the struggles when it comes to running this kind of martial arts business? And how did you
Yes.
overcome it?
So basically, I did have a little bit of background in business, especially in
Oh,
sales,
okay. Oh,
because my sister runs a t-shirt manufacturing factory. So I
oh,
used to work for her. We're back in college. So, and my dad actually was studying his MBA in Penang, in Wawasan Open University back then.
oh,
So I learned a little bit here and there. I listened to my dad talk, and he said, like, you need to do this survey, you need to do a market survey, a location survey. You have to look at the price point. You have to go to people and ask them, like, are they willing to pay? So, like, I think the biggest struggle at the end of the day, after I got all the business model out, was to look for capital funding. Right.
okay.
So what actually happened was I saved up some money while I was working as an engineer.
Yeah.
The crazy part was that I sold my car just for it.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
Yeah, and I took a loan from my mom in order to have enough money to build a gym that is not really a gym yet. Yeah, it was back then. It was really simple, really basic. I think Diana visited the old place
Yeah.
before. Yeah, it only has like a few punching bag and stuff like that. And like currently, the new place is like amazing. Yeah, but of course, I still have plans to go even further. But yeah, one step at a time.
Yes, for sure. I think that's pretty amazing that how you come out from, from scratch. And it's very lucky that you're surrounded like by your parents, by your
Yeah,
sisters and your family that have a little bit of background that can really input and give you advices on this.
correct, correct.
Coming to that we also learned that Team Armada Penang is very, very active in social media. That we rarely see, like fitness or gym that is very active in social media. So I think that's pretty interesting. That what's your take in this, this whole post COVID-19 era? That how do you see social media can help your business?
Okay. So how it would help? Basically, I look at it in the sense that I have this template, right? I came out with a template and I just Google every single marketing strategies that's out there. So, and then let's be honest, it's the digital world. So let's go digital. Before this, I did try like printed medias. I did try like um going from like post box to post box, putting it one by one flyers. I tried everything, even putting on people's car, and it just didn't work. So I gotta admit to the fact that it's a digital world. So yeah, we during MCO, I think I had a few funny videos. Like Blast was doing, my girlfriend Blast, she's helping out, so she did some funny videos and stuff like that to try to keep up in trend, right? But we add a flavor of martial arts into all the trending videos, and I think like if you actually know how to leverage on digital marketing, any business can leverage on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I think you talk about creating videos during the MCO period.
Yeah.
So what's your view on like doing a video call? For example, if because you're a coach, but because during the MCO you cannot like physically together with your students. So like, do you do like video call training through the internet or something like that?
I personally thought about it, but I didn't do it at the end of the day because I don't find it possible to coach someone on martial art because there are so many variables to technique. Especially, I focus a lot on application in my class rather than just fitness boxing. I don't know how other gyms in Penang run it, but for me, it's like if you're gonna learn it, you might as well know how to do it and protect yourself or punch someone in the face.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I don't think it's very easy for beginners to how do I put it, practice it, especially through video. So yeah, like on hand, I always have this technique called puppeting.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will make my students, if they are very new, I'll just make them my string puppet. So I'll just control them. Yeah. So in
Oh.
order to get the movement right or how to adjust it and all that. But I did try coaching one of my friend at work. He's a jiu-jitsu competitor as well on weightlifting. And it turned out pretty good because weightlifting, as long as you have some fundamentals, you adhere to it, I think it's pretty okay. Yeah.
I see. So you see, what is your advice if someone that is new or someone who at least has some base that because they're stuck in home, I mean back then. So if they just like go on YouTube to, model exactly what the coach is doing, are they going to hurt themselves or are they able to pick up the skills or not?
Okay, let's put it in two perspectives. Some people would say, okay, I follow a fitness video. Well, if it's bodyweight fitness video, no problem. As long as you don't do something that your body cannot do, it's fine. But if it's boxing or jiu-jitsu, I think having someone to watch over will be better, like so that you don't create a bad habit. Because a lot of time, like even we have new trials coming in every day. I don't know if they watch too much YouTube or whatever it is, but they just come in like having tons of expectation, right? So they come in and then they decided to just simply punch and they said, hey, look, you're gonna hurt yourself or you would probably just build a bad habit. So and once you build a bad habit, it's really, really, really difficult to change because like think about bad habits like people smoking, right?
Yeah, agree.
Or whatever it is, right? It's very difficult to kick away a bad habit.
Yeah. I think when it comes to martial arts, it's still better to have someone that really hold their hands, control their body
Correct.
gesture.
Exactly.
That is the way to go. But I think when it comes to fitness, right? I mean, in general, a lot of people will have misconception. Like they are not sure that whether I can follow this or I can just do it myself or I really need to get a coach. So I think for that topic, I will pass it back to Deanna, that she has a lot of this kind of common misconception to ask from you.
All right.
Yeah. So let's start with what is the true definition behind fitness?
Okay.
Like this definition itself, I think a lot of people just get it wrongly. Fitness is fitness health, and is health fitness? Is martial art fitness and health? You see, it's quite confusing.
Yeah. So how do you actually know if someone is healthy? It's actually through a health screening. And how do you know someone is really fit? It's through a fitness screening, right? So a lot of people will say like, oh, that guy looks healthy. Oh, or he looks very fit. He must be very healthy. He can look very fit, meaning body composition fitness which is fitness has a lot of criteria like joint flexibility and a lot of stuff. There's too many things. Or how heavy you can lift, how strong you are. All that is categorized under fitness. But let's put the most general. People look at body composition, meaning I look very fit. I must be healthy. I can look very fit, but what if I'm smoking? Am I healthy?
Yeah.
I'm probably not healthy there, right? Or I can be really healthy, right? I can look very healthy, but when I check my body composition, my BMI might not be right. I might be overweight. For my height, I might be overweight, or I might have a flexibility issue. I do a screening. Maybe I cannot lift too heavy, or something's wrong with my body. So that is like fitness. So there's a lot of criteria towards fitness. Like most important is cardio. I think cardiovascular, that everyone talk about, cardio, high intensity exercise and all that. So in order to do a cardiovascular testing, we call it the VT2, ventilatory threshold testing. In order to do that, it's actually a lot of work, and not everyone can pass. Even though you are healthy, you do a screening with a doctor. They say your blood pressure is okay, your heart is okay, your BMI is okay, and when you do the fitness test, you fail. You're actually not fit.
Yeah. Understand. So basically, we can't really judge someone from a person's look to see whether are they fit or healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
you can
like the
from a
conclusion.
person's body aestheticness, you can see that they are fit, but you cannot say that they are healthy.
Yeah. Okay. Clear.
I mean,
okay.
even
This
for
is
myself, on a weekend I go for a drink. Well, I'm not healthy, but if I drink in moderation, I'm healthy.
Okay. Okay. So I think the general idea here is to do things all moderately and don't
Yes.
judge the book by its cover so quickly.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So this is a general idea of fitness and health. I'm sure everyone listening understands this. But when it comes to, when people losing weight or people going to the gym to work out, I mean, that doesn't equal fit as well. So the first question that I think a lot of men and women are, searching on Google all the time is eating less carbs. Really, can that really help to lose weight?
Okay. So first and foremost, I would like to clarify that I'm not a certified nutritionist and I'm not a dietitian. So I will not tell anyone eating what is better, eating what is not better. Okay.
Right.
So I don't want to go too deep into the nutrition part, but for the question that you're asking, yes, eating less carb will help to lose weight. In fact, eating anything lesser will help in losing weight, mainly because you're in a caloric deficit.
Yeah.
Right? When we say caloric deficit basically means I am doing more than what I put into my body. I'm exerting more energy than what energy I put into my body. So whatever we eat, there's calories. So if I eat 1,000 calories today, well, average human eats about 2,000, let's say. But if I am a very active person, I am a hard labor, let's say, means I'm in a construction business or stuff like that. I would spend maybe 3,000 calories a day. So I'm in a calorie deficit. I will definitely lose weight or lose fats and all that. That is just basically because of a caloric deficit. But in order to make caloric deficit happen, it's actually pretty easy. Just watch what you eat. But like I said just now, eating less carb will definitely make you lose weight. You can eat anything to lose weight, but not eating less carb will actually not really help you if you need to be active. Like if you are a marathon runner, eating less carb will actually kill you. I mean, like it's really, really bad for you because carbs actually produce the energy that you need for endurance workout, for moderate to vigorous workouts. So in the energy system, we call it glycolysis. No, it's a scientific. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But basically, it's from glucose, right? Carbs breaks down to glucose, and you need it. And people say don't eat so much starch, but you actually need that starch to produce energy for your body to work. So if you want to eat less carb, it's fine, but it depends on what you are doing. If you are sedentary, not doing much, eat lesser. If you are a heavy active person, you should eat more. Yeah, but always
How
in
about
moderation.
people
as
that are
usual.
always sitting in the office, like me and Sans?
I will definitely recommend you a very, very simple diet plan, which is called suku suku separo. Have you heard about it? Yeah, suku suku
Little
separo
bit of
basically
everything.
means no, it means quarter half, right?
Okay.
Suku separo, yeah. So you eat half a plate of vegetables, right? You eat a quarter plate of grains, which is like noodles or rice, and you eat a quarter plate of protein, like fish or chicken. I do that. Even I'm very active, I still do that. Blessed still do that. A lot of my guys, I teach that because I'm not a nutritionist. I cannot tell you how much you should eat. Counting macro calories is not something that a general public can do. It's crazy. It's too much work tracking all that. It's just too crazy. If you just go with suku separo, it's the best thing ever because you don't have to worry too much. Just make sure your plate is not 20-inch. If your plate is 20-inch, you're gonna eat too.
Yeah. Then
I was about to
Okay, so we go with a smaller plate.
With a regular plate, like a 10, 12-inch plate, and go suku separo.
That's
Interesting.
interesting.
Even I think one of Bless's friend, I don't know Diana if you know her, but she's a dietitian in Gleneagles.
Oh no, I don't.
Bless told me was a college mate or high school mate or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's a dietitian in nutritionist and dietitian in Gleneagles, and she recommends suku separo as well for the general public. Yes, but I've been practicing this for a long, long time.
Yeah. Did you see a major difference after you go towards this kind of diet?
In 2 weeks, even my assistant now, Faiz, he went through suku separo for now. I think it's the 7th day. He has really lost 2 kilos.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I mean, like I think it was about 14 days. I think about 14 days. Yeah, it's still very healthy and he's doing very slow exercise. Just very slow stuff like cycling. Just something that he likes to do.
Yeah.
And he's losing weight constantly. Like I think about a kilo or kilo and a half, something like that. But he's losing weight. Yeah.
Have you heard of intermittent fasting?
Oh yes, I tried it too.
And what do you
Intermittent
think about
fasting
it?
will be very good for you if you are a binge eater. If you are not a binge eater, don't try it.
Mm, okay, okay. I
Because
get you
people
now.
that has binge eating problem, right? Like I like to keep snacking and snacking and snacking. If you restrict yourself from eating for a certain hour, you won't binge,
Mm,
right?
that's
You
right.
don't binge for a certain hour. But then
Mm-hmm.
during the window that you can eat, well, if you go
You,
eat like crazy
yeah.
like that, it's the same thing, lah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's
everything
like
should be in
getting rid of
moderation.
a bad habit of binge
Correct.
eating.
Yes.
Okay,
That intermittent
interesting.
fasting will be very great.
There's actually a
Mm-hmm.
comment that I think is quite interesting that she asked, how do you reject your mom or your grandmother who asks you to eat all the things that she has already cooked?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
They
a
cannot
pretty by
survive.
Chabelle. Right? Yeah. Okay. Um, I actually won't reject it. I'll just tell her
Mhm.
cook lesser. Cook, but cook lesser. That's it. Right? Or cook more vegetables, or cook more meat. I'll eat less rice. It's okay to eat more protein, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Is it possible to double up your workout or your fitness program after you have eaten a lot? Like
that's
you
what I
eat
usually
a
do
lot
for the regular people,
Mm.
because not everyone can train like an athlete. Athletes go through a thing we call periodization. Like this period we
Mm-hmm.
do this, next period we do that, right? But I don't think everyone can eat like an athlete or train like an athlete, that be so dedicated and be so disciplined. So I personally feel like if you eat more today, you work more later. Just plan as you go for a general public. Don't try to tie yourself down to a program that you cannot adhere, and you just screw up everything.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I think we learned a lot of dieting, just some advice and tips from that section itself. But then
Yeah.
there's this one question I think that FS is very familiar of. It is taking up martial arts all about self-defense or really going hardcore?
Oh,
A lot of people think
okay.
it's cool to take up martial arts, but then
Yeah.
is it?
So martial arts are actually not all about self-defense and not going hardcore.
Mm, mm,
Traditionally, most people would think that martial art is self-defense, but in terms of what I categorize it, it's not the same. You can
mm,
know how to punch, right, in a controlled situation,
Mm.
but in an attacking mode, I don't think you will know how to punch. So self-defense is basically realistic training. You can
mm-hmm,
try to, people that competes who fights, right, they
mm,
might be able to defend themselves. They may not 100%, because like a lot of people that trains jiu-jitsu, right,
mm-hmm,
I always say this, like, yes, you can train jiu-jitsu because in competition you don't punch each other. But the old school jiu-jitsu, like traditional jiu-jitsu, was basically jiu-jitsu versus all the other martial arts. So they literally put themselves to test. Right back
mm,
then, jiu-jitsu is with punches. Traditionally, old
mm,
school, we punch each other. Even my coach Melvin, he asked me to punch each other during the jiu-jitsu match. I mean, jiu-jitsu training. I was like, okay, why not? So like Professor Bruninho, he asked us to try to
mm-hmm,
slap each other, see what happens, right?
mm,
And instantly your jiu-jitsu just shut down,
yeah.
right? You can be a purple belt or a blue belt or a brown belt, and if I punch you in the face, you might not even know jiu-jitsu anymore.
Mm,
So I think training realistically will be better.
mm.
Yeah.
I
And
think I did see like a few examples that you do in your gym. You would give them a situation that
mhm,
how would someone come and attack you, and then
yeah.
how should you react to it? Is that how you think that it's better to train that way?
I always believe in how do I put it, application. Like what I did, let's take an example of yesterday's class, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was teaching boxing, but the week before I was actually teaching a technique, a skill, right? So when I was in a class yesterday, I actually got a bit boggled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because like I tried to told them, like, okay, try to apply it, try to apply what you learned last week, and they actually have trouble applying it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to break it down. Okay, if you do this, maybe you can do that. If the person
Mm-hmm.
does this, maybe you would do that. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, maybe because it's engineering, I don't know, my engineering kick in. So for me, it's like a percentage, like if you do this and that, which is safer? Pick the one
Mm.
that's less risk.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, it's more about being smart in application. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very small guy. I only weigh like
Yep.
60 kilos. So yeah, I have to be smart. I can't outstrength a lot of people. I have to be smarter. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But is this kind of training different from professionally when you're training for a competition?
Oh, yes, it's very different. Like
Mm-hmm.
being an athlete, meaning training professionally, you
Mm-hmm.
have to be ready in a lot of things. Like let's say MMA fight, all right? You need to know your boxing. Maybe you're fighting someone that's doing Muay Thai or karate. You don't know. Maybe you know jiu-jitsu, but the other guy is a wrestler or sambo or whatever it is. So there
Mm-hmm.
is no one particular way to train. But what we always do is that professionally, you will get like 6 week notice, 4 to 6 week notice to who you're gonna fight,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, we will get a notice like we know who we will fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can train for that person. Then we will just fly in training partners or get training partners that like how do I put it that comes that has that
Specialize in.
specialize in what that person do, and we can just train around that. That's I think that's the only best specific. So when you come back to fighting and
Mm-hmm.
self-defense is still different. Fighting professionally, you can prepare for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting realistically on the streets, you can't prepare. Just
Yeah.
have to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So will anyone ever be ready for a fight outside the street? I don't think so.
Yes, I actually very agree with this because actually my brother, a brother of mine, he's
Mm-hmm.
actually a black belt karate. But
Mm-hmm.
when he get robbed last time, that person does not have any weapon at all. But
Yeah.
he just doesn't like he's not cautious
Respond to
enough.
it.
He
Yeah.
cannot respond at the right moment, so
Yep.
he get robbed as well. So he like
Yep.
it's all about the attention because you're going for a competition, you are ready for it. Like you know who you're
Correct.
going to fight, what time you're going to fight. But when it
Yep.
comes like in an accident, it's really tough.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
really, really tough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So for women that are interested to take up martial arts for self-defense, they have to, I think, train a lot to be able to really get that self-defense factor in. Would you say so?
Let's put a very simple element of what I like to use is
Mm-hmm.
catch people by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't outstrength the person, you have to outsmart the person. And the only
Mm-hmm.
time that you can leverage back on that is to catch them off guard. I talk about this in every single of my class. You have to surprise them. So like females, what's your biggest worry is that you're on the ground, someone pin you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically jujitsu.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you also have to be ready that when you try to respond to the threat, the person might start getting aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's either you get it or you don't get it. So it's either you live on or they're gonna brutally attack you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, realistically, I would say you have to really train to be ready, like street ready, and also train to be like, even if you're competition, I just believe that if you train realistically for a fight, competition is just competition because there's
Yeah.
rules. But on the
Mm-hmm.
streets, there's no rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand. Okay, so the last question I have, which is something that I've been seeing during MCO, a lot
Yeah.
of people are taking up a lot of fitness trends because they're at home, they think they can work out at home, and then they can, come out as a supermodel right after MCO.
Okay.
So they are
Yeah.
trying to get abs, trying to get
Yeah.
a very nice booty and all that. But
Okay.
are all these trends legit for people like normal people that maybe have no experience at all to achieve what the internet says?
Mm-hmm. Okay. First thing first is that we got to accept the simple fact it's just a clickbait, right? I mean, almost everything is a clickbait. Let's put it simple. Apps in 7 days. Get your 6 packs in 7 days. It's just a clickbait, right? If it's really that simple, all the trainers, all the coaches in the world run off a job. All of us, the
Right.
dietitian, the nutrition, everyone will run off a job,
Mhm.
And everyone will
right?
have six packs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then it is possible to see result in a short period of time.
Mhm.
From some really hardcore exercise, impulsive dieting and all the other things that in the world who knows what they're doing, right? But
Mhm.
let's be realistic and ask ourselves a very simple question. Okay, what happens after the after? Is it confusing?
After
So
achieving it, how would it happen
yes,
after that?
correct,
Okay.
correct, right? So
Mhm.
before and after, right? So you reach the
Yep.
after. What are you gonna do? Keep eating? If let's say you're
Mm.
dieting very very well, what happens when you reach
Mhm.
the after? You're gonna stop eating or keep eating like crazy like you did before? If you're going to do the hardcore exercise, after you reach the after, are you going to keep working out hardcore? It's what happens after the goals that matters, not how you reach the goal. Reaching the goal is very easy, but maintaining the goal is very, very important. So
That's
for
right.
me, if I would give any advice to anyone in the world, it's better to take part in exercise, workout, and activities that you can adhere to, so that it can be sustainable program for you. If it's not
Right.
sustainable, you won't keep doing it. If you don't keep doing it, if you're overweight, you do something, you lose the weight, and you don't do something about it, you don't change your lifestyle, it's still going to be the same. It's just going to go back to square one. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Like after you've spoke about this question came into my mind. So when people sign up for personal training classes,
Yep.
what are the 3 red flags you could see from a coach that you should stop? This coach is not going to be suitable for you.
Wait, 3 red flags for
a coach that is not suitable for your fitness goals or something that you want to achieve with your body.
Yeah, okay. So me and my mentor Sebastian, we have this talking, right? If the coach can't do it, why? What makes you think that he can teach me to do it? Right. So let's say if I want body aestheticness, right? Okay, I want to be aesthetic. I want to be like, let's say Jordan Yo, right? I want to look cool like that, 6-pack and all that, big chest, But if my coach is plump, would it help? Maybe not. Right. So that's one red flag. Secondly, is that the one that tells me, you should try this supplement. I feel like
Okay.
you're selling supplement to me. You're not really coaching me. There's a lot of wellness program going on. And then end up they just selling supplements. I hate that. I don't tell any of my clients to take supplements. I just tell them eat whole foods. Yeah. Number 1 on my list is eat well, train well, sleep well. That's it. You don't
Good
need any
advice.
supplement. Yeah, it's that simple, right? And then I think I was posting about this on my Instagram earlier.
Yeah.
And then another red flag that I really hate is like, only like 3 spots left. What are you desperate? Like I see this a lot. Personal trainers giving out 50% discount. It's like, why would you give discount if you're really that hot? Why would you give discount? If you're really that good, like how you say, will you really give out discount? I would never lower my value. There's a lot of people that came to me and said like, oh, FS, your price is so expensive. No, it's not expensive. For the time I share with you and the experience that I have, I don't think it's expensive. If you think it's expensive, sorry, I'm not the coach for you. Yeah, I even rejected kids, like parents bring them and say that, I want my kids to train. And I just ask them one simple question first. Can you commit? Are you dedicated? If you're not, I don't think it's a good idea, because I have this one kid, right? He's 11 years old. For the past 2 years, he's always been crying, like, he doesn't like to train, blah, blah, blah. But eventually he's so good now. He's so good. Yeah, he's 11 years old, but he's in adults class.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that's about it for my section. But if you have any more other questions, do leave it in a comment below, and I think FS will go through it later. So, Sans, you have
Actually, I just have one more questions for FS. Realistically speaking, a lot of us, working adults, we have really, really busy schedule. Like me, I have a busy schedule. So it can be really hard for me to squeeze out an hour or 2 hour a day to, travel to the gym to learn about martial arts. What kind of advice do you have for working adults, like people that in business, or people who really have very tight schedule? Like what are the things that they can do, or at least pick up martial arts, try to fit in their busy schedule?
Yeah. So, well, if you have time, you can hire me to be a PT. Well, yeah. Well, if you do not have much time, I would strongly advise you to watch what you put into your body, right? Which is eat in moderation, right? That's the most important part. If you can't exercise much, if you can't burn the calories that you eat, let's say you want to look aesthetic, you want to be a bit healthier, you just got to watch what you put into your body first, right? And then if you're a busy person, okay, you drive around, you got to go to buildings or meet clients, right? So walking more throughout the day definitely helps. let's say if you have a pet, walk your pet, park your car further away, use the stairs. People are promoting that nowadays, like even in hospitals, even in buildings, they're doing that, right? And let's say if you are a parent and you have a kid or you have kids, right? Having outdoor activity with your kids is a really, really good idea because you spend time with your kids, right? And
Yep.
you get some activity out there. So yeah, you can still stay fit. Maybe you can go for hiking. Maybe you can go for camping. Just don't sit in the cinema, right? You start eating popcorn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you're a husband, right? Perhaps you can try helping your wife do some housework,
Mm,
right? Do some cleaning and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
mm,
Sure. I think the advice is like you first, you are what you eat, right? So
Yes,
whatever you
correct.
put into your body, you are going to become
Correct.
that kind of things. And of course,
Exactly.
this is also the same advice I have for people. Like you can park your car like so far away, like
Yeah.
500 to a km away, then you
Yeah.
just walk because you don't really get a lot of time walking if you don't really work out. So
Yeah.
just park your car further away. Don't just park in front of the shop lot. That will also
Correct.
help a lot of people. Don't double park, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's all the questions from my side. So I think Diana, you have something else for FS?
Okay, yeah. Okay, this question is like, since you stopped training, like doing MCO, you stopped training,
Mm-hmm.
and for it was like 3 to 4 months, if I'm not mistaken, like during that period when no contact training, it wasn't allowed at all. So for any members that are taking part in major tournaments and all that, how are they coping with training right now? Like, is there a major difference between how much strength they have and stamina? How, do they lose it, or how does it go?
Well, if a person is an athlete, I don't think this will be a problem because there's ways to maintain your muscle mass. There's ways to maintain your strength during the MCO period. Doing body weight exercise, endurance workouts, like doing a lot of push-up, a lot of squats, a lot of sit-ups will definitely help you to, have some endurance. You won't lose that much of strength. Well, in fact, my mentor Sebastian, he talked about this before. He was on the Star.
Oh,
He
okay.
yeah he had an article on the Star, and actually his advice was just do some body weight exercise, stretch a little bit more, do some mobility exercise. It will eventually get you to become stronger because you don't know what's restricting you to become stronger, right? But maybe you work on your flexibility or your mobility, you eventually become stronger, or you work on your stability, you become stronger, right? And yeah, plus most events in Malaysia are currently on hold, right?
Yeah.
And because of the government restriction, and even worldwide, everywhere has no events. Even if there's events, it's just locally, domestic. And yeah, I think everyone is picking it up, and some students are competitive, but not all of them train. But all of them train together. Be they're competitive or not, they're all just training together, helping each other because, in the gym in Team Armada, I always believe in going far together. Yeah, I don't like to leave anyone behind. Like, I mean, like, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, let's go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So for anyone who is training to become a professional martial artist or to compete in martial arts, is there any advice you want to give them, especially in your experience?
Well, I would just say trust your coaches.
Mm,
If you're a professional athlete, you have coaches. Your coaches are there for a reason. I'm currently looking for coaches too for myself, right? So I
yeah.
have Professor Bruno, which is my jiu-jitsu coach,
Mm-hmm.
Melvin,
Yeah.
which is my striking coach, and
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian, which is actually coaching me on weightlifting. And now I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a recovery coach, right? So I
Okay.
actually use this like the fitness band like Fitbit and Morpheus and
Yeah.
stuff like that
Yeah.
to track my recovery,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I track my recovery to see how I feel that day, right? And when I feel good, I can train harder. If I can't, then I don't. So basically, don't neglect anything that your coaches say. If your coach says that you need to rest, take a break,
Mm-hmm.
or slow down or deload, but
Mm-hmm.
just listen to your coach. I think that helps. Like, yeah, like me, this is my coach. You see, Morpheus is telling me I'm
Yeah.
85 recovery. So I'm pretty good today. So I'll train a little bit harder later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So all these kind of stats are actually very important for people who are professionals in martial arts.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So I think, let me see. Like now we have, I mean, the government has just recently opened up, contact training. And what can we look forward to from Team Armada, in the next few months?
Well, yeah, because like we mentioned earlier, I was trying out on digital marketing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So during the first week after MCO, even though we had no contact, we cannot have contact during training. I managed to have 20 trials coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Even until today,
That's amazing. Yeah.
I still have like 10, 15 trials every week, almost every week.
Mm-hmm.
And moving forward, I think, I want to grow the team big, like have a good team of people, a core team of people that is really, looking very interested to go further. And I'm very sure we're gonna bounce back like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is very motivational, especially for people who are in this industry and not sure what to do, very
Yeah.
lost. But I think what you're giving out there is very hopeful. So before we end this, are there any questions that we have from our comments for FS to answer? But before we go into that, maybe you could give some advice for people that are fighting through their thoughts, especially whether quitting their profession, whether being it an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, to go forward with their passion. What is that as a someone that has experienced this whole journey before? What do you have to say to them?
Okay. First and foremost, I would say this: don't even think of starting if you're not ready to give your all. Yeah, if you're not ready to lose everything, don't start.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you gotta really want it. You gotta be really all in, to really get there. I believe Sans would understand that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to really like be ready. I think the last talk show that you had Winter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he really gave his all. I see him on and off. He's always busy, but he still makes time for training. He still makes time for business, meeting new people. Always open to, feedbacks. I don't think like if anyone has anything to say to you, be it good or bad, just listen. Just listen and give your best. Yeah.
Yes.
That's inspiring. I think this is something that we all can relate to, especially as people working in startups and entrepreneurs, and people who are stuck in their job right now, in their engineering job or some lawyer or
Yeah.
things that you don't feel happy doing from day to day basis. I think
Yeah.
that's very good advice. Like a
Yeah.
soft slap in the face.
Yeah. Like even during the MCO, right? So I didn't have much to do. So I actually just threw Netflix, and I think I would really recommend everyone to watch Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
really, really pick up something from there. I picked up a lot of things from there, even though just by watching a show, I got something out of it, which is really amazing.
Yeah. That was
Okay.
my favorite show as well.
Okay.
I think I should go and watch too. Then maybe I will be an entrepreneur soon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's actually one question from Kwok Sing. Actually, he was asking that can they lose fat in specific body parts by practicing martial arts?
Okay, let me clarify this. There is no way you can lose fat specifically. Doing more sit-up doesn't mean you will get more fat out of your tummy. It's literally BS, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so losing fat, your body doesn't just work together as one, right? If I'm gonna lose fat, I'm gonna lose overall body fat. I cannot lose like, oh, my arms lose more fat, my tummy lose more fat. You will lose fat overall, correct? So I think that was like what everyone wants, do more sit up, I will get more fat loss in my stomach. It doesn't really work like that, right? If you do more sit up, you're actually building more muscle on your stomach. That's it. In order to lose fat, you just have to be more, you just gotta watch your nutrition better. When you lose your fat, right, and your muscle will show. And when you lose fat, everything on your body will just shrink. It doesn't go like, oh, my arms, I do more. This hand, this muscle will grow bigger, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the fat at that specific area will go lesser. And that's why if you go on a scale, like they will tell you like body fat, right? You don't see people have, oh, my right hand is leaner than my left hand. Not necessarily that. If you are lean, you are lean. You know, yeah.
Okay. Which means as long as you like eat right, exercise, you're going to lose fat throughout the whole body. You don't like
Correct.
specific this part and that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good advice and good answer.
And also like if you're really looking to lose fat, you just gotta build more muscles.
Mm.
The more muscle you have, the higher metabolic rate. Your basal metabolic rate. So when you have a higher basal metabolic rate, well, this is more scientific. You actually burn more calories by doing nothing,
Mm.
right? So maybe if I'm more muscular now, I can be burning 2,000 calories, by doing nothing. But on an ideal situation, if I'm 1,700 BMR, I will only burn 1,700 doing nothing. If I get more muscle, I'm 2,000. I will be burning 2,000 doing nothing.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
So
building muscle is actually another good
yes,
way of losing fat. Yeah, I think that's
it's the
something.
best way to lose fat.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of women that they have misconception that, oh, I go to gym, I don't want to like build
Look
muscle.
big.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, actually they are.
Let me go on that. Like I was talking
Mm.
to this lot of people because I teach weightlifting as well,
Oh,
right? I'm
okay.
a certified PT for weightlifting as well, for strength and conditioning.
Mm.
So you actually don't get big by lifting weights. You actually build more muscle. But when you're lifting weights, you actually get more hungry because you're exiting more energy than usual. So when you get hungry, what do?
It.
You eat, right?
Yeah.
So if you put the wrong thing in your body again, you're just gonna become a balloon.
Mm.
It's all about what you put into your body. So for advice for women that wants to lift weights, lift the weight, but watch what you eat. That's it. It's that
Mm.
simple. Lift it right, eat right, sleep right. That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Diana, you
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
very
a good
inspired
advice.
right now. Later, I'm going to the gym.
That's good.
Okay. I think we can see there are a few comments on people, commenting get fit. Maybe we can do the honor of announcing the winners. Sans?
Okay, so I need a few minutes to go through the comment.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think since you are going through the comments,
Yeah.
I have a question for FS. Like,
Yeah.
what have you like? You've been in this industry for so many years. Have you seen an increase of women being in martial arts nowadays?
Oh, in my gym, I actually have like 40 to 50% about there. I think the statistic is there is females.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's a really, really inspiring thing for female to do it. Like if you're stressed or you're just thinking too much, you come to the gym, you do martial arts, you just focus your attention span on martial art. You don't
Mm-hmm.
overthink, you don't get depressed, it just makes you mentally more healthy. I think
Mm-hmm.
mental health is like I used to neglect it, but I really see the beauty of it now. Like I
Mm-hmm.
even have students that has mental health issues back then,
Mm.
but seeing how martial art has helped them, I I really want to do more to help people out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's generally for everyone going into martial arts or even fitness itself helps a lot in terms of our mental and also physical health,
Yeah, exactly.
our mindset and everything. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, like during your referees, what are the most interesting experiences you have had before?
Oh, being a referee,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually really, really, really proud to be able to judge for Fakan Harun,
Mm-hmm.
Malaysia's pro boxer, during his unification title belt between for WBC and WBA in
Yeah.
Johor,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's a Johorian. I was born in Selangor, but I grew up in Johor, and
Oh.
I finished my high school in Johor. Yeah, and Farkan is actually my senior,
Mm-hmm.
right? But being an unbiased judge, he won the fight, and it was really, really beautiful to watch. Like the first Malaysian to actually create history by being a unification champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's amazing. It
yeah.
sounds amazing. But in the process of refereeing, do you get haters?
Well, it depends. During referee, yeah, they'll be like, "Boo!" and all that. Referee, don't block me. Like, man, I'm just trying to do my job. You know.
Right. Do they
Yeah.
blackmail you at all or threaten you?
No, we have a special room to keep ourselves safe.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That there's like before and after the match.
Yes, correct.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you should do a vlog on your referee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably we can do that too.
Go through that. Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
interesting. If you want him to do the video comment, please do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
San, are you
we
ready?
so we have the winners here that we picked from the comments. So there are 3 people. So I'm going to leave it at the comment here. The first winner is Cassava Raj.
Hey.
Okay. The second winner is Shah. Shah, you get the
Shahnushi
free try.
Miraiman. Yeah.
Yeah. And the last winner is Yi Cher.
Yay.
Woohoo!
So please the winners please DM us at Jumix page. Then we will collect your information and then pass it to Team Armada, and you will get your free classes for the whole week. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I think we've come to the end of this live stream. Thank you so much, FS, for sharing all
No
this.
problem.
It's very, very insightful, and I'm sure a lot of listeners have learned a lot of things from fitness and health and how not to judge the book by its cover, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it for today. Thank you everyone for listening and tuning into our live stream at After 5 at Jumix, although it's only 5:01 right now, but let's count that as after 5, okay? So
Alright.
do follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere you can find us. You can go on TikTok as well, YouTube. So if you missed this episode, don't worry, send it to your friends when it's, this video will be here on our page forever, hopefully, and also on the other podcasting channel. So follow Team Armada as well on their Facebook and Instagram, and also go check out their website. They have like classes, their timetables, and if you have any questions you want to ask yourself, just go to him. I'm sure he is more than happy to answer you. So thank you everyone, and I am signing out.
Yes.
Alright,
Thank you
take care,
for your
guys.
time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.